And welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this Tuesday, May 8th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul DeMain, and many of the stories we read here can also be found at our websites at IndianCountryNews.com and IndianCountryTV.com, and here are some of the news stories for the day. Arizona has seen its revenue from tribal casinos rise for the seventh consecutive quarter. The Arizona Department of Gaming reported recently that the tribe's payments to the state will be about $24.3 million for the quarter that ended March 31st. Gaming Director Mark Bringovich says that 7.4% increase, that is a 7.4% increase from the same quarter a year ago. Money from the payments will be distributed to various special funds, including ones for education, emergency services, tourism, and gambling prevention. The 22 tribal casinos in Arizona pay the state between 1% and 8% of their gross revenues from certain types of gambling, such as slot machines and card games. Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Elizabeth Warren said this week she listed herself as having Native American heritage in law school directories because she hoped to meet people with similar roots. Warren, a Harvard Law School professor, said she never tried to use minority status to get teaching jobs and criticized the campaign of Republican Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown for suggesting that may have been the case. The listing did not produce any such contacts, and she later stopped using it, Warren said. Warren, who grew up in Oklahoma, has said she's proud of her family ties to the Cherokee Nation and Delaware tribes, a heritage she said she learned through stories passed down to her from older family members. Christopher Child of the New England Historic and Genealogical Society said that he has found an 1894 document in which Warren's great-great-grandmother is listed as a Cherokee. The Northern Arapaho tribe is pressing its legal claim that tribal members shouldn't be subject to taxation by the state of Wyoming or Fremont County on lands around Riverton. The 10th Circuit Court of Appeals in Denver is set to hear an appeal from the Northern Arapaho soon. The tribe is appealing a 2009 ruling by Judge Clarence Brimmer of Cheyenne that dismissed its legal challenge. Brimmer ruled that Northern Arapaho tribe's lawsuit couldn't proceed without the involvement of the Eastern Shoshone tribe and the federal government. Neither the Shoshone tribe nor the federal government agreed to participate in the lawsuit. The Northern Arapaho and the Eastern Shoshone share the Wind River Indian Reservation. Congress in the early 20th century opened lands around Riverton to settle by non-tribal members. A circuit court judge has dismissed an Alabama man's lawsuit claiming an Indian casino is refusing to pay out more than a $1 million jackpot he won. Montgomery County Circuit Court Judge Eugene Reese agreed with the Porch Band of Creek Indians' motion to dismiss on the grounds that the case was a tribal matter and the court didn't have the right to interfere. Lee County resident Jerry Rape claims that lights flashed and sirens went off at a Creek Casino Montgomery when he won more than $1 million on a 25-cent bet in November of 2010. He says workers congratulate him, and one told him not to let the tribe cheat him out of the money. The suit claims the tribe later claimed the slot machine had malfunctioned. Authorities say they may have new clues about an unidentified murdered female found in 1979 on an upstate New York farm. Her pants had traces of pollen found only in the American Southwest. Now authorities with the Livingston County Sheriff's Office in Geneseo, New York, are enlisting Albuquerque police and trying to identify the unknown female who also was found with American Indian jewelry typically sold in New Mexico, Utah, Colorado, and Arizona. Police said the female, who was between the ages of 13 and 19 years old, had been shot, pulled into the cornfield, shot again, and stripped of identification. Livingston County Sheriff's investigator Tom Doherty said the body was recently exhumed to pull DNA evidence. That's when the pollen was found through new forensic technology. The Minneapolis division of the FBI last week dedicated its new $61 million facility in Brooklyn Center to two agents who lost their lives in the line of duty. Special agents Jack Kohler and Ronald Williams were killed on June 26, 1975 on the Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. They were searching for a fugitive in Oglala when they came under heavy fire at the Jumping Bow compound by 3 men and were killed. At a ceremonial ribbon cutting last week to celebrate the opening of a new building, FBI Chaplain Brian Jay said Kohler and Williams made the ultimate sacrifice. The FBI's Minneapolis division oversees Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota. It took nearly 2 years to complete the new complex, and the Bureau's 200 local agents and staff moved from their old facility in downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota earlier this year. Returning the Gift, the nation's writers' conference, which for 20 years has been a major instrument in Native writing, will be held this year on September 5th through the 9th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Joseph Bruchak and Joy Harjo, two of the original founders of the conference, will be present as keynote speakers. Bruchak's sons James and Jesse will also be present. The theme of the conference will be A Gathering of Words at the Gathering of Waters. Events for the midweek conference will take place in and around the Hefter Center of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and Friday through Sunday's activities will take place at the Indian Summer Festival grounds along Milwaukee's lakefront. At Hefner, there will be panels, workshops, and presentations. There will be opportunities for individual manuscript evaluation and an outdoor skills writing from nature session. Harjo and Bruchak will also be given readings around the Milwaukee region. And that's going to be another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. Thank you for joining with us, and come back again soon.